In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on July 11th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Texas Rangers versus Houston Astros. The Texas Rangers are heading over to face the Houston Astros on Friday, July 11th at Dakin Park for the first game of their series. It's a classic American League West matchup, with both teams looking to set the tone right from the start in what could be a heated rivalry clash. The Houston Astros are coming off a tough sweep at home against the Cleveland Guardians, which stung, but they're not about to let that slide continue when they square off against their division foes from Texas. Lance McCullers is getting the nod for the Astros on the mound, and he showed some real promise in his most recent start against the Dodgers, where he held them to just one earned run across 6 solid innings and picked up the win. Houston's roster is stacked with serious firepower. Guys like Jeremy Pena and Isaac Paredes are locks for the All-Star game, and then you've got Jose Altuve and Christian Walker, who could easily make a case for being overlooked, especially since the team leads the division. On the other side, the Texas Rangers are stuck in 4th place in the standings, struggling to get consistent output from their big names up top, and it shows because none of their hitters got the call to the mid-season classic this year. As our first pick for this matchup, the Houston Astros money line is our full game side pick. Neither of these starting pitchers is heading into this game with a winning record under their belt, and both have a bad habit of loading the bases with too many walks, which spells trouble for keeping runs off the board. That's why this one's shaping up to hit the over without much doubt. The Rangers are rolling with Jack Leiter on the hill, and he had a rough go of it in his latest appearance against the Royals, coughing up 6 earned runs that really hurt. His strikeout-to-walk ratio is sitting below 2-1, so he's constantly putting extra runners on base and inviting chaos. For the Astros, Lance McCullers is taking the ball, but his earned run average is ballooned up to 5.82, and he's dealing with the same issue: a strikeout-to-walk ratio under 2-1 that leaves too many opportunities for the opposition. Overall, neither guy has been sharp or reliable this season, and that's going to open the door for plenty of scoring on both sides, pushing this game well over the total. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Cleveland Guardians versus Chicago White Sox, Game 2. On Sunday afternoon, the Cleveland Guardians are set to clash with the Chicago White Sox in the second game of a 4-game American League Central Series at Guaranteed Rate Field. The White Sox are struggling this season, and their pitching has been a big part of the problem, especially with Jonathan Cannon taking the mound. Cannon, who's got a 3-7 record with a 4.5 earned run average this year, has had a tough go of it lately. Opposing lineups seem to have him figured out, as he's been tagged for a significant number of runs in recent outings. The Guardians, hungry to stay in the race for second place in the division and a wild card spot, have no doubt studied his tendencies and are ready to capitalize. They'll send Gavin Williams to the hill, who's been a steady starter for them all season with a 5-4 record and a 3.61 earned run average. With Cleveland still in the playoff hunt, they're motivated to pile on against a struggling White Sox squad, and Williams should guide them to a victory as Cannon continues to battle through a rough patch. As our first pick for this matchup, the Cleveland Guardians money line is our full game side pick. Diving deeper into the pitching matchup, Jonathan Cannon is in the midst of a challenging stretch during his rookie campaign with the White Sox. He no longer looks as sharp as he did earlier in the year, and recent starts have seen him get knocked around pretty good. Even bottom-tier offenses have taken advantage, with teams putting up big run totals against him over his last few appearances on the mound. Meanwhile, Gavin Williams has been a reliable arm in Cleveland's rotation, but neither pitcher boasts a particularly strong strikeout-to-walk ratio. Cannon's KBB ratio hovers just above 2-1, while Williams's is a bit lower, meaning both tend to put too many runners on base via free passes. This sets the stage for a game with plenty of traffic on the base paths, which should translate into a lot of action and, ultimately, a high-scoring affair between these two clubs. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Mets versus Kansas City Royals. The MLB action heats up on Friday, July 11, 2025, as the New York Mets square off against the Kansas City Royals in an interleague showdown at Kauffman Stadium down in Kansas City, Missouri. It's a fresh matchup between two teams from different leagues, and the atmosphere should be electric under those Friday night lights. It's time for some Friday night baseball, and we've got your take on the New York Mets versus Kansas City Royals right here. The Mets are licking their wounds after dropping 2 of 3 to the Orioles in their last series, which left them searching for some momentum. On the other hand, the Royals are riding high after sweeping the Pirates and racking up wins in 6 of their past 7 games overall, showing they're in a real groove lately. Stepping up for the Mets is right-hander Kodai Senga, who's been lights out this season with a 7-3 record, a stingy 1.47 earned run average, and a 1.11 WHIP that keeps hitters guessing. The Royals are countering with Michael Wacha, who's had a tougher go of it at 4-9 with a 3.83 earned run average and a 1.29 WHIP, but he's still a veteran arm who can surprise. The Royals hit a rough patch offensively toward the tail end of June, struggling to put runs on the board consistently, but their bats have woken up in a big way lately, averaging 5.2 runs per game across their most recent 6 outings. That's right on the heels of the Mets, who are churning out 5.5 runs per game over the same period, keeping things competitive at the plate. Kodai Senga has been rock solid all year long, and if you look at his last 3 starts, he's sitting at 2-0 with a razor-sharp 1.5 earned run average that shows he's in top form. Things haven't been as smooth for Michael Wacha, who's gone 0-3 with a bloated 7.2 earned run average in recent appearances, which isn't inspiring much confidence. The Mets could really use a victory to turn things around, and having Senga on the bump puts them in a strong spot to make that happen. Even though the Royals' offense is heating up again, I figure Wacha's ongoing struggles will catch up to him against a Mets lineup that's hungry and capable. As our first pick for this matchup, the New York Mets money line is our full game side pick. Kodai Senga has been sidelined since early June, dealing with some nagging issues that kept him out of action, and now he's gearing up for his first start back with the Mets after more than a month away from the big league mound. In his final rehab outing, Senga threw 68 pitches, so he's probably stretched out to handle around 75 to 80 pitches come Friday, which should give him enough rope to settle in without overdoing it right away. I'm looking for both pitchers to step up and deliver solid performances, especially since they're tossing in a ballpark that tends to favor arms over bats, making it tougher for hitters to launch one out. Wacha, in particular, turns into a different guy when he's pitching at home. He holds opposing teams to a .240 batting average on his turf compared to .270 when he's on the road, which is a noticeable edge. Sure, he hit a bumpy stretch in June, but this feels like the perfect setup for him to shake it off and get back on track. Add in Senga's usual elite stuff, and you've got the makings of a tight, low-scoring contest where runs come at a premium and every at-bat counts. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Pittsburgh Pirates versus Minnesota Twins. On Friday, the Pittsburgh Pirates are kicking off a 3-game series away from home at Target Field, facing the Minnesota Twins in Game 1. Over their last 7 starts, these pitchers have been holding up pretty well, but there's a clear gap in how they've performed during that run. Paul Skeens is sitting at 0-2 with a sharp 1.55 earned run average and a 0.93 WHIP across 40.2 innings, showing he can keep things tight even without the wins piling up. On the other side, Joe Ryan has gone 3-2 with a 3.05 earned run average and a 0.99 WHIP over 41.1 innings, picking up more victories while still controlling the game effectively. When you look at the bullpens, it highlights a real split between these squads. The Pirates rank 11th in the league with a solid 3.74 earned run average from their relievers so far this season, which means they've been reliable in closing things out late. In contrast, the Twins are down at 22nd with a 4.22 bullpen earned run average heading into this matchup, suggesting they've had more trouble keeping runs off the board when the starters hand it over. As our first pick for this matchup, the Pittsburgh Pirates money line is our full game side pick. Digging into their road and home splits, it's obvious these guys know how to keep scores down in those spots. Paul Skeens has a 3-3 record with a stingy 1.65 earned run average and a 0.95 WHIP in 65.1 innings across 11 starts on the road, proving he travels well and doesn't let away games rattle him. Joe Ryan, meanwhile, is 4-2 with a 2.86 earned run average and holding hitters to a weak .188 average over 50.1 innings in 9 home appearances, including 8 starts, which shows he's tough to crack at Target Field. Neither team's bats have been lighting it up lately, with the Pirates scraping together just 4.33 runs per game over their past 12 outings, and the Twins not faring much better at 3.85 runs across their previous 13 games, so expect a grind where scoring chances are few and far between. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Washington Nationals versus Milwaukee Brewers. 2 National League squads are kicking off a 3-game set on the field, both hunting for a victory in Milwaukee as the Washington Nationals head in to face the Brewers on Friday night. The Brewers are clearly the team in better shape heading into this Friday matchup. Parker got hammered during his last visit to American Family Field, getting yanked in the first inning after surrendering 5 runs without much fight. On the flip side, Priester has been sharp lately, posting a 2.82 earned run average across his past 10 starts and keeping things under control. The righty has given up only 3 runs total in his last 3 home appearances, covering 19 innings without breaking a sweat. Milwaukee has covered the run line in 7 of their last 9 games at home, sitting at 50-43 for the year so far. Washington has been grinding through a tough season overall, but they at least gave Miguel Cairo his first win as interim skipper on Wednesday, which was a small bright spot. Parker has battled control issues here and there this year, and his pitches just aren't nasty enough to bail him out when he's wild. Priester, meanwhile, is undefeated at 5-0 in his last 7 starts, with a solid 2.84 earned run average, just 7 walks, and 33 strikeouts over 38 innings pitched. The Brewers have come out on top in every one of those 7 games where Priester took the mound. Milwaukee is on a hot streak right now, and playing at home where they're 30-17 this season only adds to their edge. As our first pick for this matchup, the Milwaukee Brewers money line is our full game side pick. Heading into Thursday, Washington had seen the over hit in 47 of their 92 games this season, with 3 pushes mixed in. The Nationals rank 14th across the league, averaging 4.42 runs per game, but that bumps up to 4.87 when they're playing away from home. Overall, their games have averaged 9.74 runs total, climbing even higher to 9.91 per game on the road this year. On the other side, Milwaukee had the under cash in 53 of their 93 games entering Thursday, with 3 pushes. The Brewers sit 8th in the majors for scoring, putting up 4.68 runs per game, though that dips to 3.96 at home. Their contests have averaged 8.62 runs overall, dropping down to 7.45 per game when they're at American Family Field. Washington came into Thursday with overs in 9 of their last 10 outings, so that's enough to lean toward the over in this spot. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.